Hello, lady. I think it's a very interesting little paradox that we found ourselves in here, right? Because we're both hungover,
Mm.
both like as happy as you'll find us in any
I've never,
possible way.
I've never been more happier being hungover.
I know, like I woke up this morning after a fairly large night, and I went, "Geez, today could go one of two ways," and I have a bad feeling it's going to go in a way. But it didn't. And life is good.
This weekend was full of dubs.
Mate, how about those fucking Tillies? I've had that Australian flag up forever,
Mm.
and now it actually means something finally.
Yeah, it's not the fact that you're a citizen of this country.
Nah,
Got nothing
but
to do with that.
Tillies.
As soon as the Tillies put balls past the net, bang.
Holy shit, I forgot football was on for a solid 2 hours in there.
Oh, it's funny, was watching the all the penalties go in and out, and I was like, oh, the Crom are playing.
Oh yeah, Brisbane just won. How about that?
Oh my goal, they nearly lost at the Gather. Anyway,
That's funny. Yeah, anyway, that was fucking funny. I actually just had this thought. If we win on Wednesday, as we's in the Tillies, the final is Sunday, 8 p.m. Meaning this might have to be a Tuesday release.
yeah.
Because the week after we've already organised is going to be a Tuesday release because fucking Carlton GWS is at 7:40. So it might have to do a
Yeah.
double Tuesday release.
I'm not thinking that far ahead because I'm very lucky to be even thinking about this one.
Yeah. But I'm just pre-planning, giving a word out to the listeners that it could be a Tuesday deal next week.
I'm glad I'm glad you're thinking about the pod.
I've got the release schedule in the brain, so good.
We might have to do like a special edition of the glass table just for the Tillies.
Hmm.
The
Interesting.
glass the glass Tillies.
Glass Tillies, that works.
Still GT.
Freaking out.
Should we start it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Done. Smash that bitch.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler! Butler, Butler, Butler!
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
Welcome to episode 23, Jared.
Oh, it's great to be here. We're happy. We were just saying before, it feels like those early days episodes when both our teams were winning every week, and it was it was a good time to be around.
I've been this happy since probably round one.
Yeah, no, I think round six was the last time I felt like this.
It's been a thoroughly enjoyable weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I could list the dubs that we've had, I'll start from just the latest one, because as you can tell, I'm dressed. I've come from the Port one, 2 hours earlier, St Kilda one, about 16 hours before that, the Tillies one, and about 19 hours before that, Sposh one.
Yeah, look at that. What a weekend. You've had an absolute stormer.
Well, it's a perfect weekend because the Crom lost. I've really got to start counting my blessings.
I was gonna say that's a good weekend. That's one that you write in the books. You go, that
Mark
one
in the
was
calendar,
yeah, you mark
13th
this
of
this one on
August.
the calendar. This is a good one.
Remember the time that everyone won us at the Crom?
Time to be alive.
What a time! Anyway, speaking of the Tillies, I think we should give them a bit of a plug.
Yes.
And now
100%.
I know that you're so far in it's almost like your first team at the moment, the Tillies, in terms of
Yeah, they
supporters.
are. I am like fully in for this Tilly's team. I'm just like the way that they just like swept the nation with everything is so cool. I like they broke records today again. It was the biggest sporting event in a decade. In Melbourne at least anyway. I don't know if it's around the country, but like holy shit, man. Like they have just every single person I know. Like there is not a single person that I know and talk to that wasn't watching this game. Like it was
Oh,
fucking astonishing.
what I think they've done, this World Cup in particular, has had people that were it's different with the Socceroos because everyone's invested.
Yeah.
You get to a point, and the Tilly, and people have been making little jokes about, oh, no one watches women's sport. Well, we do. It's obvious.
Here we go.
But this is at the point now where the Tillies are grabbing the people that wouldn't even be invested in the World Cup.
I made this joke yesterday. My mum, who knows precisely nothing about soccer, who knows absolutely nothing, last night was hiding her face during the penalty shootout because she was so nervous about this game. Like, every single person in the country is so invested in this. It is like, it's the coolest thing to watch. I love it. Like, it's amazing. So good.
My sister's the same. She wouldn't have a clue about the Tillies and anyone of their names. You come into this, obviously the win, and then she's walking past the door and giving me stats. Like, thank you, Hard Yakka. I didn't realize that. Thank you so much. But that's the effect they're having, and it's really cool.
Amazing. Yeah, it's literally making the whole nation, like Wednesday night, and then like Wednesday night's going to probably break this record again, and then if we manage to make it through to the final, that is going to blow the record. Like, it's just, I don't even know, man. Like, it's unbelievable.
There's a bit of a meant to be feeling at the moment.
I know when that penalty went in, I went, fucking give it a bit of vibes here.
I'll tell you what else is a penalty shootout that goes into sudden death is really something that could give people nightmares. And the fact is that I had to watch that many people miss penalties, get penalties saved, or put a penalty in the goal. That it probably caused me heart damage.
I have a photo on my phone. I took a photo of my heart rate. I wasn't even in the penalty shootout when Mary Fowler had a shot and it got cleared off the line. My heart rate went to 138. Holy shit, man! I was fucking stressed. But yeah, we did it, and I can bring on the Poms, eh?
I don't really want to talk about football. Like that's
No, right?
That's the problem.
It's another thing.
Like,
it's football's like a second thought now. Like, it's so weird.
I love the best part about it is like obviously we saw Carlton Melbourne had the pre-game where they showed the game on the screen, and you get all the videos of everyone watching that last penalty. It's like you see people in the commentary box, or you see people at a pub, or it's different variances of it. Fed Square, I would assume. I think it was people at the Adelaide Oval. It is weird, and what I mean by weird is that we've had that many. Oh, I guess there's 2 World Cups in the last 8 months. No, 10 months. It's August, isn't it? Yeah. 10 months.
Yeah.
And we've all sat there at times of the day where we're like, all right, we're all supporting the same team.
Yeah. Like, it's a really weird feeling as well. Like someone said it the other day, having a full stadium of people. So like Rod Laver played it here. Having a full stadium of people supporting one team is a really weird feeling. Because usually it's like split half, or, like 75-25. Whole fucking stadium filled supporting one team is like weird. It's so weird.
It just, Wednesday night is going to be something I don't think we can deal with.
I'm getting hammered, by the way. Just quietly.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I
got you
messaged me. That's all right. So good. Just chill.
No.
Sit there in the in uni and just be like, every answer's just Tillies now.
It's all about the Tillies. I don't care.
Well, I could just imagine you walking in hungover and just spitting random names.
Tilly's scarf around my neck. How good is fucking Cara Kenny Cross? Get out, man.
In my heart, swinging vine, I guess we should go into footy, and we have said, and I know it's an action-packed episode because we are going retro, which I sort of forgot about. But
we both wearing the retro hat right now. Also, what about
that? Did we plan that? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But it worked really well. So
but
well
I'm
done.
definitely going backwards because I was a lot comfortable that way.
Yeah, it was nice.
We're going retro, but I forgot about it. But we're still going to do it. And yeah. So anyway, Coach's Award.
Coach's Award. Bang.
Are we going to fucking have a go or not?
am so excited to do this one
Uh,
because he's my boy, Zane fucking Cordy, man. Right. So I think I said it last week as like an offhanded comment somewhere, being like Zane Cordy. He's actually been pretty good for us this year. He plays his role, he just does what he needs to do, and he just goes about it. And someone was like, "That's a bit stupid." I was like, "No, like I'm right. It's just like no one else." Anyway, today, right? Holy fuck, it was so good. I don't watch replays of games like really that often because I don't. I'm not saying I really do, but I want to go back to the last quarter of today's game. He punches the ball over the line like near our like section of fans, and the fucking applause that we give him with him falling over the line was something I've not heard in a very long time. It was so good, and he was unreal today. He took so many intercept marks. Oh, I just love him. I just love St. Cordy.
Has there been a better Renaissance story?
He's just he's just one of those guys where you wouldn't even think. And like I think I made the comparison today. He's our version of Billy Frampton, where like
Yeah.
anybody else looks at him and it's like Jesus, and like he is a Gumby still, like just a big, just he lumbs around whatever, like he is. But he just does what he needs to do, and he's so good.
It just baffles me that you are singing the praises of Zane Cordy.
Zane Cordy and Dougal Howard, praise be, he's probably not going to make it back in the side anymore because Zane Cordy's taking his spot and playing it so much better.
Hey Dougal, the trade period's coming up.
What to pork?
Wow. Absolutely not. Someone said to me today that maybe we should look at getting Wingard back. And I looked him dead in the eye and said, I'd rather play with 17 players on the field.
I also find it really funny that they picked today when he did his Achilles and he's probably going to be out for
Yeah.
a
Well, that's
long
because
time.
I said, and we spoke about last week about the weird retirements, and we'll get into it a bit later, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
it's just very funny to me that we mentioned weird retirements, and if there's one in particular that could sneak up on us is Chad Wingard, long-term
It's the
injury
Chad.
with Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one. Like he's the prime example of like, oh, that's a bit weird, but also like fair enough kind of thing.
He's
Like it's one of
30.
those ones.
He's
Yeah,
30.
yeah,
Achilles takes a while to come back from.
yeah.
He's out of contract.
That's a very good weird retirement. I like that.
Just,
He could just get delisted and forced into retirement.
to me, that still counts.
Yeah, that counts. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Let's do round 22.
Let's do it. Now, this is
Far out.
the bit that we're compacting because our round recaps go forever.
Look, I have picked 5 games that we can do a bit of detail. The rest were speed rounding.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I've also deleted 1 game.
Yeah, cool. I think I already know what you're going to pick, but yeah.
Thank you to Richmond.
Yeah.
All right, Friday night, you were there. Pies, Cats. A lot happened in this game.
Plenty on.
8
Plenty on.
points. Also, just quickly, the stat that I came up with that I'm very impressed with, but also
Yes.
don't really think it's that big. But anyway, this is the first time that these two teams, I think, have scored both over 100 points in like 50 years.
Yeah. So
In the same year.
Both games, both scored 100 points, same year.
Which game is better?
First one, I think. This game was good, but like 8 points is 8 points, but it never really, like, I kind of always thought Collingwood was going to win. Like, I never really thought the Cats were going to storm home. I think the Pies kind of had it the whole time. So I was like, it was fine. But like the first game, I think was better. This game was just good, just like as a total game. Jeremy Cameron kicked 7 and only 5 of them were legal.
I find it very funny when they do the heat map of where he kicks his goals, and one of them's in the canteen.
Holy fuck, right? You know I hate goal umpires.
Yeah.
I hate boundary umpires a little bit.
Boundary umpires have become your kryptonite.
I cannot believe how bad those decisions were, specifically the handball one, because that is fucking blatant for one.
Well, that's more of a a field umpire decision.
Well,
in
the
a way.
boundary calls it, but the fielding can also be like that was out of bounds, so you have to take it back. Or
Well, the field umpire's fucking right there.
they were literally they had the perfect view.
I'm having a cup of tea while watching Jezza snap it from 40, out of bounds.
in row Z.
The one, Rose Ed, eating chips with a family of 5 that's there. I personally think, and now it obviously up for debate, but the mark outside for me is the one that really just, if you're going to attack boundary umpires, it's your bread and butter. And if you
And,
can't
like,
see the fact that the
was
ball is already in the checking out of the ground, then you got problems.
It was out, and like where I was sitting, I had the perfect view of where it was. And as soon as it happened, I think I remember being like, "Oh shit, kick Smith!" Like out of the full. And then they just paid the mark, and I just remember like being that was out by like.
And the other thing
Like
that followed up as well is the fact that Maynard, literally, I heard every single word, and not one piece was paid as a cent.
Like that's the thing, you have to pay one or the other. Like it's not like
Pay something.
because then it makes it feel like the umpire knew he was wrong, but he just has to be like, just do it. It's fine. It's like just get it out.
You know what? Just I understand. Bit
Just
of
get it out.
therapy for Maynard.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
boy.
we're talking about all Australian locks last week.
Yep.
And that term during the week seemed to have got a very, very good run.
Got a run, didn't it? Got a serious
Far out
run.
did it get a run? Brad Johnson's been listening to the glass table. SEN. Look, if you want to hire us, all good. We've got your
That's
content
fine.
right here.
We're all good.
Don't know if you can advertise an hour and a half show of us, but
Figure it out.
better than Brad Johnson giving you 16 all Australian locks and not a 22. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But Josh
boy.
Dacos.
Yep.
Probably comes under the category.
There's been like that wing like rotation. Like it's always been like who's going to be the wingman because it started with like Mason Wood and like Errol Goulden and they had all these players kind of rotating through and through and through. Josh Dacos has been the one that's just stayed the whole time. Like, he's always just been the one where it's like it's Josh Dacos and it's someone else. Like it's Nick Martin, it's Errol Goulden, it's Mason Wood. Like that was what it always was, but it's always Josh Dacos. So as much as it's cliche, Josh Dacos all Australian box.
It's very funny, but also correct.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Anything else from this game other than the fact that I think Geelong are done?
Yeah.
I'm
I
pulling
like
the pin.
this. Well, like I think it makes next Saturday's game very interesting. Which I will get to in the tips, I'm sure. But oh boy, they need to start playing out of their skin. And I think Tom Hawkins might be carrying an injury. And if so,
And
nice.
Cordy's going to dominate
That's
Jeremy
very
Chapman.
nice. So excited.
Well, they play St Kilda, obviously, but they play someone else in the last round.
The dogs at GMHBA.
Oh, we'll talk about that when it gets to round 24.
Yeah, we'll get that.
I'm struggling. Anything else from that one? Friday night
No,
footy?
I think that's it. I think that's it for me anyway.
Good. Speed rounding this bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a lot to get through for those listening, watching. What's the next game? North Essendon. You were also there for this one.
I was backed it up, the double.
Both games under 2 goals.
Yeah, and for a North Melbourne game, this one was pretty good. I was like, this is actually a good game of football.
I just think of the Cunnington effect.
Yeah.
The atmosphere was there.
He kicks that early goal. He kicked that early goal and everyone was up and about. They were like this is going to be a good game of football kind of thing. And then so I honestly think they probably should have won this North. Essendon 2 weeks in a row against the 2 bottom sides, get out of jail. It's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's when it gets like that, you just know. And I can't remember who commentated the game, but they said, oh, Essendon final hopes are still alive. And I'm just there like, no. No, if you're beating the Eagles at Marvel by 1 and you're beating North by 8, 9 the next week, kind of bombed it.
Yeah, the trouble. Not good.
think Nick Martin was the other one we were going to say. That's
ALO.
there you go.
That's the thing. He's one of those ones where he's been like consistent all year, and then for some reason they fucking moved him to half forward for 4 weeks, and he didn't do anything, and then they moved him back to the wing today, and it's like, oh, you put the wingman on the wing, and sure fucking enough, he plays well.
It's baffling.
Baffling that they try and do that. I don't know.
The amazing thing is when coaches do their little coachy things, and they play the players in the positions that they're meant to play, and they do well. It's just almost like it was meant to be.
Maybe you should keep them there. Fuck.
Just a bit of advice for you coaches out there. If the recipe works perfectly, don't change it.
Just leave
Like,
it. It's fine.
You're not making a chicken palmy and putting barbecue sauce on it.
Just stop. It's fine as it is.
Like you. Anyhow, I can't think. I'm not going to bother. That's it from me on that one.
Yeah, no. The game was just a good game. And I think North should have won, and yeah, Nick Martin was good. That's it.
Well done, Cunnington, on your final game.
He's a good man, Cunnington. He's one of those guys where you'd never hear him speak. You know, he spoke last week about those guys you never hear speak. Ben Cunnington.
Yeah.
That's him.
You could not tell you what his voice sounds like.
Nah, not at all. He even did like a post-match interview, and I still don't know what he sounds like. so no, he's good. I like him. He's just a quiet operator, and we'll probably never see him again. We like there is a good chance we will never see a new picture of him.
Literally, you know those club legends or the club champions that literally go off into the distance and you never see again?
Yep.
Typifies that.
That was Lenny Hayes for us for many years. He went on his farm and we didn't see him for just years. And I was like, all right.
AFL players in their farms, like Jezza Cameron,
I love a
his
farm.
YouTube channel.
Just fucking love a farm, don't they?
Just something about a farm for them.
Oh
A
dear.
few cows, some sheep.
Yep.
Would you ever try it?
There's always been times where I've been like, I could like live on a farm, and then I'm like, I reckon I'd like it for a week, and then I'm like, nah, like it's so much effort.
I could farm.
Farm. Well, I'm like Ken. Farm could be my job. My job is farm for a week, and then I'd be doing.
Very good. I could beach.
Beach for like a week, and then I'd be like, nah, nah.
Do you want to beach off?
Oh Lord,
Could you imagine that? But it's a farm. You want to farm me off?
farm off.
Let's
I'll
farm
farm
off.
you off right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
My cattle
shit.
versus your cattle. And I just picture it's like Avengers Endgame, where they're all just lined up.
Like all the cows and sheep queued up against each other.
Just the bigger animals. Like I'd have a giraffe in there.
Oh my god.
This is going to be a long episode.
Yeah, I'm writing that one down in my notes for out of context things to put in.
We've gone early.
Oh yeah.
Sydney, Gold Coast. Now, I didn't watch a single second of this game.
I watched maybe the 3 seconds that came on when I'd hear the commentators say, "Oh, around the grounds, pretty good game happening here," and then I'd turn around because the TV at Marvel is behind you, like the other one. So I would turn around and like look for 2 seconds and be like, "Oh, cool," and then turn back around. So I didn't see a fucking thing.
I think you tweeted for the 3 seconds you watched it that I would thoroughly enjoy the scoreline of 15-2 to 11-5.
Oh yeah.
After that tweet, Gold Coast went 2 goals 6, and Sydney went 3 goals 2. 4.
Yeah,
3 goals.
I did say that at the end. Yeah, because when I saw it, it was a shootout. Like I was like, oh my god, they're just like they were just kicking them from everywhere, and I was like, this is fucked. And then yeah, obviously Gold Coast decided not to do that.
Wild.
Mm.
24-point winners, the Swans, in the 8. I said it last week.
They're back.
They're probably going to stay there.
Yeah, maybe.
Whoever
With the,
wins out of the Crows and the Swans next week makes the 8.
Ooh. See,
At
I
the
still
Adelaide
think
Oval.
if the Crows win, I still think they don't make it.
They played West Coast in the last round.
Fuck, they do too. Yeah, okay, no, you got me.
They're a game out, but the Dogs play the Eagles,
And then the Cats.
and then the Cats, and then you play the Cats and the Lions.
Mm.
Probably the only two, I think. Yeah, that probably get affected. The Swans with the draw make it for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think the Swans are building really well, and it's kind of it almost looks like it's building to like a Swans Cats finals game, which is going to be interesting as well because like both teams have underperformed this year, so it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. They both still might make it. Yeah, it's weird, but there we go.
Yeah, I did like this one because it was an old school shootout.
Yeah, just a shootout. Will
You said
Hayward
that
kick four.
before.
Will
Yeah,
Hayward
just
kick
rip.
four. Roses kick three. Yeah, just the boys getting around it.
Will Hayward, I thought he was on for a bag, and I was just like, he would be a perfect answer for an obscure big goal kicker question for Sydney.
Mm. He's like, I reckon when he finishes his career, he's going to be kind of high on the Swans goal kicking list. And he's going to be one of those ones that people are like, oh, fuck yeah, Will Hayward kicked a lot of goals. Like, just
Yeah,
be one of
literally.
those guys. Because he's always good for one or two. So it's like, he's just going to build constantly.
It's
Yeah.
one of those ones that's like, if he's out of the side, they sort of miss him. But if he's in the
Yeah.
side, it's
He's
not.
like he's a good pressure forward. And he's a good, just like builder of like the rest of the team. Like, he might not do all that much, but he brings a lot of vibes and they're better with him in there. So,
Very nice.
yeah,
All
that's all I
right,
got.
let's go to the Matildas versus France because Brisbane versus Adelaide didn't play.
I would like to see the TV figures for Brisbane versus Adelaide because I reckon it could be the lowest watched game in Fox Sports history.
The fact that it was, basically shown in Adelaide and Brisbane,
And that would have
both.
been it.
Yeah.
Like people at the Gabba would have been watching, obviously. And then like Adelaide fans at home, well, they wouldn't even just be watching Adelaide. They'd have the game on, but it'd be on the little screen in the corner and they'd have the Tillies on the big TV. So like no one was fucking watching this game. Like I would like to know 3 things that happened in this game, and I don't fucking know any of them. So
I could name 3 because at the pub they had the Crows at the top, the Tillies at the bottom.
yeah.
Here's what I
And
found.
what did you
Hear that?
find, Siri?
Yeah, right? My watch twice today has done that.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Got my pen. That's a very weird.
Yeah.
I can't name a single thing. I'm going to be honest with
No.
you. I thought I
I'm
did
looking
have
at the
3.
stats now. I'm just looking at the stats, and that's all I got. So I got
Payne
nothing on this
McAdam
one.
kicked 4 goals. Didn't even know he was playing, but he kicked 4 goals. Yeah. That's
Cool.
it for me.
See.
Right on lines. Again, Carlton D's. Didn't watch much. I saw the first quarter and it was like 5 minutes ago and no one scored a goal. And I was thinking, do they realise we're not playing how the Tillies in France were and that's 0-0 to the end?
I reckon that's what it was.
You're
I
not
reckon
going
half
extra time.
half the players like behind the ball were like trying to sneak a look at the TVs in the cafe. And I'm like, fucking awesome. And so like that's why no one was set up for anything and no one was even trying to score goals because everyone was just kind of like, we scored.
Cherno kicked one out in the full 38 directly in front. I reckon he caught the scoreboard.
I reckon as he was walking in, he saw like Mary Fairley just miss a shot. He was like, just, like completely distracted.
He kicked the footy the way the ball went from Mary.
I watched the last quarter of this, and then I saw the throw from Petrarca that set up a goal, and then I saw the touch by Marchbank that I don't think was touched. This is a thing, right? There was a lot of score reviews this week for one. So fuck that. Second, the quality of these goal reviews. If we're gonna have the arc as a thing, it's like whatever. Either get rid of goal umpires, get rid of the arc. That's my thing. But if we're gonna have the arc, it has to be good quality. Like,
oh yeah,
the fucking shit that we are dealing with is, and like whether he touched it or not, like I don't care. I just want it to be good quality so that it's not just like inconclusive. Like we need to know exactly what is happening.
The best part about it is, and I mentioned this today at the Port game, was the fact that we go through all of it. We are a state-of-the-art sport with, obviously the biggest league in the
We're the most
country.
attended league in the country, and
We have Microsoft Office or like some weird, stupid software that's running this.
we've got
Why
we've
do
got
we
7-Eleven
spend?
security cameras is what we have. Like it's just like it's awful. Like I don't know what's happening with this. Either way.
I could just picture it: 7 camera angles and 11 different results.
and
That's your
no
7-Eleven.
one knows what's going on. It's just
The best part is we get to go through 5 minutes of looking at 5 different camera angles and then come back and the guy with the voice
and they're
goes,
like, I don't know.
I've got nothing for you. It's inconclusive. So go with the umpire's original decision.
Oh, just
Be
oh.
honest. Have an honesty rule. Just like, if you're not sure, benefit the doubt to the team that kicked the goal.
Honestly, strap an iPhone to the goalpost, put on the
Yep.
put on the slow-mo mode, and then just like scrub through it slowly. It'll be better quality. You'd get more frames. Like you'd be able to see more.
Just imagine the umpire
Just ripping the
rolling.
phone off.
Just imagine him and he starts swiping up. He's like, he's on TikTok.
He's not even fucking looking at the video.
That fucker's on TikTok.
He's
Or
scrolling Twitter.
he's about to tweet. iPhone dying. Hashtag inconclusive.
Inconclusive. Oh fuck.
Anyway,
Awful.
the Blues
Yeah.
are on their way into finals.
Yeah, first time in a decade.
Oh. You wouldn't really know about it, would you?
I haven't heard about it. No.
Wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah, just strange, really.
Real quiet. Real quietly.
Well, as a fan base, you'd be up and about that you're sitting fifth.
Haven't heard a thing.
Good luck catching them lids then. It's just the one, actually.
And it's gone. Where is it, Brandon? It's gone.
I really want to make a poster up. It's just like missing.
Lid.
Just a random container lid.
Oh,
Or like the
dear.
lids that, like, I've got nothing actually for that. Never mind. Next, never mind. Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to say we're skipping that one. You know how I said Brisbane Adelaide was the least watched game? That one probably almost stopped it. So, good on 'em.
I don't want to talk about it for 2 reasons, and I will not mention who played in the game, specifically out of respect.
Yep.
But we tipped them.
And they produced that shit.
Fuck.
But speaking about teams that we did tip, I was upset.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. Oh, the mighty fighting Hawks. Tasmanian Hawks.
Holy shit, Hawthorn.
I was walking Adelaide Oval today just going,
I didn't know the result, and then I looked at my phone, and all I could see was God. I was like, "What the fuck? Hawks won?"
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that
unreal.
Hawk is glitched.
Oh yeah,
Hawk
fuck.
in Tassie mode activated.
yeah. Remember like however long ago I said that the Giants were the best 15th place team I've ever seen. The Hawks are the best 16th place team I've ever seen.
Yep.
It's
And
so good.
Jai Newcomb will be going down, right, as the best mid-season recruit ever. This
He
is
has to
why
be.
they will
Has to
do it every single year. People will try and find their Jai Newcombs, their Jed McEntees. Had to throw him in there.
Yep.
Just think that Jai Newcomb, and he was borderline stupid sexy. Borderline.
Almost there, wasn't he? Yep.
Oh, if it wasn't for certain things that happened at certain times, I would have picked him.
Yep.
Not to spoil anything.
Fun.
But he genuinely, I love him. Like we spoke about how like Kyle Langford, a couple of other players we spoke about last week, how they're just favorite team players from each team type of thing.
He is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't watch a lot of this game, obviously, because I was going to Saints game and then the game, like whatever. But I watched one clip from it, and it's Cody Waitman fucking bouncing off him when he goes to tackle. And I'm just like, that is so good. Like, he just bounces off him. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, 40 touches, 12 marks, 1 goal. Like, Newcomb is the best mid-season draftee ever, and he'll be that for a very long time, I suspect.
Yep.
Like people earlier this year were like, "Is John Noble that?" And I was like, "Yeah, but he's not John Newcomb." Like I love John Noble, I do. He's not John Newcomb. Oh,
The best thing about Jai is he comes in, and you mentioned like the Cody Waitman bouncing off him. I like the one late in the last quarter. I think it was 5 minutes ago, and he's corralled by one of the Dogs players, and he's just swung around onto his opposite foot and laced out Mitch Lewis on the wing.
just
Like that's just phenomenal. But he's come in, and he puts on the number 3. That's an
straight up.
iconic number for Hawthorn.
It's a
And he
big
just
number.
puts on the number 3. Runs around, bouncing off people. How many broken tackles he would have had, I am not sure. But my God.
Like you look at, like I'm looking at the fantasy, right? So Hawthorn, obviously they're not playing finals this year, they can't, but they are probably going to play it next year and for many years to come. You look at like the top fantasy, Jai Newcomb, Carl Amon is not old, Dylan Moore is great, Will Day, Connor Nash, like Ward, like
I laugh because you skipped over Ned Reeves.
yeah, that guy sucks. I'm not putting him in there. I'm sorry. I'm not putting him in there.
You look at the top fantasy players, I'll miss the 4th ranked.
I'll miss the 4th rank because it's Ned Reeves. All right. Ned Reeves scored 2 more fantasy than Bontempelli today. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but he dominated Tim English.
And he did.
That's a crime. You've got to admit these things, Jared.
Yeah, I know. But like,
it's like,
yeah,
you're not wrong.
Tim English did still score me 140 in Supercoach, so I'm not that mad at him.
Yeah, but okay, fair game. All individual goal scorers for the Hawks too. Typical, right? Typical Tassie scoreline.
Yeah. Low scoring. It was probably windy. I didn't watch the game, but it was probably windy. It was just,
Ned Reeves had a shot on goal to your right of your screen. Right, that was the end. The wind was coming back into his face. He's had a shot on goal, 40 out, slight angle, straight as anything. It slides late. Doesn't even make the distance.
Yeah. Fucking wind down.
The Hawks defenders they took an uncontested mark on the goal square.
Great stuff. Horrendous.
Anyway, went on the Hawks.
Went on
Dogs
the
bad. All right, everyone. Might skip this one, I reckon. Be here for a while. No. 36 points. The Saints get the job done over the Tigers. You can have your moment, mate.
Yeah, well, like I don't actually have like all that much. I'm just we need 2 wins from our last 3 to make finals, and we got 1. And so I'm happy that that's kind of where we're at. There isn't really anybody that I'm like have a gripe with today. This was a good game and we had the stiff arm game of the week where we got out to a 6-7 goal lead and just did not let them get anywhere close. So I'm like happy with that because I'm going to talk more about the Tigers. I think, holy fuck, why is Marvel their biggest fucking bogey ground ever?
There's a like, you can't cage a tiger, mate.
We did. Like, it's disgusting.
No, that's what I mean. Like, if you cage them, they become paranoid and scared.
Like, man, they were just terrible. Shit. Like, they were awful. They couldn't kick, and we just managed to pounce on all their turnovers. Like, they were bad. And we just did our role. Jade Gresham decided he's a footballer and kicked 3. So that's fun.
7-year deal for him?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that. I already spoke about Zane Cordy. We know my love with him. And then Max can kick 6. And I'm sick and tired of Richmond fans being like, free kicks. You got so many free kicks. How about you tell Noah Bolter, stop fucking grabbing him? And maybe if Noah Bolter stops grabbing him around the waist and around his arms, Max King won't get holding free kicks. Oh, shock.
It's just, okay. This is the baffling thing for me. When it comes to these types of decisions and fans come out and go, oh, that's unfair. We don't get the same free kicks. You don't get the same free kicks because the players aren't doing it.
Because
Take your
the
place.
defenders aren't stupid. Noah Bolter had an absolute stinker today. He was awful because he just kept kicks. It was really bad.
How many free kicks did he give away?
I don't know. I think it was only like 2. But like he also let Max King run on a lead twice, and he was not even 20 minutes near him. So it was bad today, Noah Bolter. And yeah, I'm sick of Tigers fans being like, "Oh, all these soft free kicks. They're not soft. They're there. You guys are just stupid." It's killing me.
Oh, I look forward to all the emails from the Tigers fans this
Oh
week.
yeah, I'm gonna. Well, good thing they're all probably in hiding anyway. So
What was the crowd at Marble?
31, so pretty good. What was really funny? You know what's my favorite thing to do after we win? I go to the opposition team's full time post on Twitter. I scroll through the replies, and it's Richmond fans just being like, and I'm like, yeah, like it's just them being like despicable, and I'm like, this is fun. It makes me happy.
Do you thoroughly enjoy the pain of the opposition fans more so than the actual win?
100%. Like I got home and I let like the hour or whatever it is to get home spill, and then I let it all happen. And then after the hour, I was like, okay, now it's time to read some comments. That's just like it's my favorite thing ever. I love it. It's awesome.
That's a good little topic. What are the things that you do after your team wins?
Yeah, what's like your what's your favorite thing to do after your team wins? Oh,
I
that's
like
funny.
to ferociously brag to every one of the supporters I'm sitting with saying it's coming home.
It's coming on, baby.
We could beat West Coast by 3 points next week, and I'd be like, start engraving that cup.
4 points, baby.
It's time. Like today, what was I saying? Oh, I said something, and we'll say it in a sec, but I think I said something like, Ollie Wines is back. And I was
Oh
like,
boy.
he's about to win his second Brownlow medal.
Second Brownlow medal off one game. He's going to get 36 votes in one game and win his second Brownlow medal.
If there's one man that can do it, Jared, it's
Ollie
Big
Wines.
Thunder Thighs Wines.
We'll get to
Also,
because I got nothing else.
yeah,
to say
in a
today.
sec. I just also want to know who the fuck is Jacob Bauer? Or
Yeah, he's
Boa?
one of the new guys. Him and Coulthard were in the same one. Jacob Bauer, I think, is the one that did his hammy with his second kick in footy, and then
Oh,
yeah, and then
kick two.
he was
Couldn't keep out of
yeah,
control, could you?
it was not good. He was struggling today, but that's fine.
I also really like the name Coulthard.
Yeah, because of like the F1 vibes. Is that like what? Yeah, and like with Mansell as well. Yeah,
Yeah, like Mansell and Coulthard.
Mansell
Some
and
people say Coulthard, I say Coulthard. Like this, each to their own, you know. When you come from an F1 background, it's just like
Coulthard. Basketball background over here.
I'm a bit more
Background.
cultured. He was a Scot, David Coulthard.
We're an F1 podcast now, everybody.
Welcome to the Glass Pit Stop. I really hope you're out of context. It's just a picture of David Coulthard now.
Oh, 100%. He's adding the notes.
Thank you very much. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else from the Saints you'd like to say?
Nah. We're all good. Now we have to beat the Cats next week. Good luck to
I
us.
think you will.
Yep.
Is it a Marvel?
Yep. Oh,
Last round. I haven't done a review for this one yet. I'll do this one after this recording. But we're back.
big win.
We're back.
Massive
We're
win.
back. I'd like to know, like, that's 2 weeks in a row that we've kicked over 30 points in the first quarter. We've kicked 12 goals in 2 weeks in first quarters. And we never, at the beginning of the year, was a very good first quarter team. And
No.
we've come out. And in particular, I think today's game was a bit like each player sort of had a quarter of dominance. I look at Miles Bergman, he kicked 3 goals, had 11 touches in the first quarter. For the rest of the game, I could probably tell you how many touches he had because I watched them all and there wasn't very many.
Like 4.
Like 4.
Yeah.
I think. Where is he? 15. He did have 4, correct. Yeah.
Oh, I nailed that. I didn't even mean to do that.
You did. He did. He had 15. 15 for the game. That's impressive.
Jeez, he did not touch. He didn't go near it. Oh my god, that's funny.
Zach Butters had a Zach Butters game, but I really want to touch on Ollie Wines. Now, Last week you said, and I quote, Ollie Wines hasn't had a great game for Port that's one to be remembered in a long time.
Yeah.
This week,
He had his game.
he was best on ground.
There it is.
It was the Ollie Wines of old. There's vintage wines that I drink, and there's vintage wines that I watch. And this one was vintage wines. He does this thing, and not a lot of players do it, but when you're big and stocky and he's an inside midfielder, you almost have your body against your opponent. And as they're on the floor, you sort of like scoop it up and give the hands in one hit or one motion. Does that to perfection. He did that many times today. I was just sitting there going, I'm so happy you're back.
He's back.
I'm so happy. He kicked a snag. He had 29. And out of anything I could take out of this game was the fact that Ollie Wines is, yeah. It makes me happy because a lot of people bag him out. And I'm just there like, he's a Brownlow medalist. He's been a very good captain this year with Jonas out.
Yeah.
Give him a bit more respect. And he finally had that game where I think he gained that.
Of course, he has that game when I'm not watching. I just happen to not be watching. He has the game where he fucking dominates. Yeah, like that's the thing with Wines. Like I know he's a good footballer. It's just like you said last week, he was getting played out of position, and like he's had a few interrupted years. Like he had that injury like last year, I think, was it? Maybe I don't know, but like
yeah,
the year before. But yeah, so like he's had a lot that's interrupted him, and like I know that he's got the talent. It's just he never really stood out again after that Brownlow year. But to see him have a game like that, it's like that's nice. Like that's a good game.
Vintage. Also, Jason Horne-Francis' second half was cracked.
He's a fucking good footballer, Jason Horne-Francis.
There was stages where the Giants, they were never in it, right? They were never in it, but they were having little momentum periods. And in the third quarter, I think they got to within 35 points, which was the closest they'd been in a quarter and a half. And he just goes bang, bang, 2 goals. Breaks out of the contest, on the run, snaps it. The thing is, right, I think a midfielder going forward is not a dying breed, but it's not as done as much because we've seen those names like Petrarca, Bontempelli, and Co. They go forward and do that. He's another one. They park him at full forward.
That. Yeah, he's building into that.
His long socks.
Mm.
Harry Himmelberg had no fucking idea.
He was confused.
He had no idea what was happening. He thought he was in the middle.
That's one of those good things as well with like midfielder forwards is it's easy for them to break a tag. So like Nick Dacos, like this is a good example. Nick Dacos last week, he's not one of those players that can go and then sit and full forward. Like he can't play one out in the goal square. But like Dusty could do it. Bont and Track can both do it. So if they're getting tagged in the middle and like struggling to get the ball, you just take that tagger right down to the goal square and say, you're coming with me then. And just tell them to kick it on your head and like it'll fucking send him to deep waters. So if Horne-Francis can turn into that kind of guy where if he's getting tagged in the middle and he's trying to get out of the game, if you can sail him, go to full forward and take your tagger with you, it's a fucking art. Like it's good.
There's nothing scarier than taking your tagger down to full forward in front of the faithful.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you do it with the cheer squad behind you, and you're like, this is going to get fun.
Oh, it was thoroughly enjoyable sitting there, and Himmelberg had no idea. That's all pretty much from there. I think the Giants are almost probably not going to make it in my eyes now, but also because we'll talk about them in a minute. The Port Guernseys,
Sexy.
Hello.
Hello. They were hot.
Boy.
That looked good.
Me. Love when clubs do a bit of retro. Usually my club does it. They ran out, and I was just there like, it's just when teal was a bit more prominent with us. It's just
I was going to say when you used more teal, yeah. Mm.
There are words in my brain I can't speak. Anyway,
there we go.
That's round 22.
Gorgeous.
Oh, ladder. Collingwood are first. Standard. Brisbane are second, so are Port.
We're doing this.
Melbourne are fourth. Carlton are fifth. St Kilda outright sixth. Swans in seventh. Eighth are the Dogs, Bombers, and Giants. I said the Dons aren't going to make finals yet. There they are. Ninth.
Yeah.
Cats are 11th. Crows 12th. 13th Richmond. 14th the Dockers. Same as the Suns. Our best place 16th team Hawthorn, and then Northern Eagles are dead last.
Yay.
Odds on the Eagles getting under 50% at the end of the year.
Well, they're tracking that way. They've got Adelaide too, and we know Adelaide like to bully them. So this could be
6%.
they could go below. If they get in the 49 territory, that's worst team ever territory. So
I want to know what the lowest ever percentage is.
let me let me sort that out.
Oh,
let me figure that
you're
out
going to
now.
sort that out for me?
Yep.
All right.
Obviously, it's clearly being looked up recently. The fact that when you look it up, when I look up lowest percentage, it then comes up with in AFL history. That's like
Oh boy, someone's been. So we're
someone's been looking for it.
behind the 8 ball.
Oh yeah,
Right on.
trying to find it.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Worst percent in a home and away. Oh no, oh my god, that's disgusting.
Oh god.
St Kilda have the worst 6 seasons ever. To be fair, right, the seasons that they are 1899, 1897, 1901, 1898, 1900, 1902. So let's just calm down. The Giants in 2012 in their first year had 46.17. If we're talking like more modern era, 2012 Giants 46.97.
Interesting.
I don't know if can the Eagles get there? Maybe. So they go.
Yeah, that win against North really
Really fucked
doesn't
them.
really help, does it?
There we
That
go.
was a big win too, 5 points. Terrible.
Big win. Big win for the boys.
So we're gonna do a retro round before we do around the glass table. I thought
Yes.
we came up with this idea. I'm gonna review round 22 of 2004. Now, I don't mean we
Yes.
go into every single game. I just thought we'd look at the results
100%.
because if we went through every single game, we might be here till Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Funny enough, Collingwood and Carlton kicked it off, and they won by a point. Carlton.
How about that? Blues. Lids off. Lids off in 2004.
The lid was off because they finished 10th, 11th.
Lid was off.
They finished with 10 wins for the year at 81%.
Bad.
Anyway,
Big wins in there.
Richmond, Sydney won by 64 points.
Yep. Great. What the fuck happened here? That was when Richmond they weren't
Well, that bottom.
yeah, they weren't crash hot.
Is that Terry Wallace?
No, I think that was pre Terry Wallace. It could be Spud,
Was
maybe.
it Spud?
Could be
Were
Spud.
you born?
I was 2.
Speaking of 2, and times that by 20, 40 points West Coast won by.
Against Melbourne at Subiaco.
Vintage.
Vintage.
Used to love Subi.
Talk about retro. Subiaco.
Bring back Subiaco. You know they've torn it down.
Yeah, I know. How sad.
It's like Amy Stadium. They tore that down.
Yeah. Boo.
Now we're playing in these stupid little city stadiums. They call Adelaide Oval and Optus Stadium.
That are like gorgeous stadiums.
State of the art. Oh, where'd you spend your money? Oh. The concrete jungle that is Optus and the beautifully defined Adelaide Oval that has a hill.
Just great grounds all round.
Just fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, St Kilda bet Freo in this round in front of 35,000 people at Docklands.
Telstra Dome. How good.
Telstra Dome.
That's retro as well. Yeah, that's good. I remember Freo are always a weird team for us, so that's always nice. We've had a good year 2004. I mean, you guys had a good year 2004, but we were okay that year.
Fraser Gary kicked 4 on his way to kicking 100 goals for the year, which ultimately was the most anticlimactical thing in the world, that game.
Yeah.
But we're not reviewing the prelim.
No, we don't need to. I don't want to. So
I think
No.
we could.
No.
We could.
No.
Unless
No.
Brisbane versus North Melbourne at that stage of the period of time, they were known as the Kangaroos only. That's how retro
Yeah.
we're going.
Mm.
And they won by 113 points, Brisbane.
This is one of those ones. Like a lot of these results you wouldn't really see today. You can see this one happening today though. Brisbane just fucking smacking the North.
It's almost like this is a carbon copy of 2023.
Yeah, except for West Coast were good and Melbourne
Yeah.
not.
This game had Daniel Bradshaw kicking 5. That's how retro we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Ackermanis 4 goals 4. Kick accurately, Acker. Accurately.
That was good actually. I'll give you that one because that one was actually right.
My head hurts.
Oh dear.
The next one, 45,000 people at Football Park. Power one showdown, clinching
Yes.
top spot.
There it is.
We've got the power to win. On their way to a home qualifying final against the Cats, which then they won, and on to a home prelim against the Saints, which then they won. And then they went on to a grand final at the G that was constructioned. They won.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe we should review that.
We can do the grand final. That's fine. Just not the prelim.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to go the road to the granny.
No.
Okay. Essendon Dogs, 17-point winners with the Dons in front of 39,000 people at Docklands, 113.96.
Big crowd.
A lot of big crowds in this round.
Mm.
Who kicked the goals? Oh my God. I forgot about Mark Johnson.
Mark
Kicked
Johnson.
3. Yeah, the blonde
Nice.
bombshell.
Solid. I like that.
It was a Mark Bolton that played for Essendon.
Apparently.
I forgot you were 2.
I was going to say, I don't really remember it, but yeah.
Lloyd kicked 6. And then
Lloyd.
finally, Lloyd. Geelong bet the Hawks by 65 points in front of 21,000 people at Cardinia Park.
Skilled Stadium. Fantastic.
Was it skilled then?
Yeah, skilled then.
Could have done retro round just purely based on Cardinia
Based
Park.
on old old stadium names, absolutely.
Thinking what I'm thinking, B1.
Hello, Simmons Stadium.
GMHBA.
Oh dear.
Isn't there another one? Simmons.
Cardinia. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, Simmons, GHPA, skilled, Cardinia Park.
Could be Host Plus because it's all they're building at the moment. In hindsight, that was a terrible idea.
No, it's good to like look back though. Like it's interesting that a lot of these results, like you could probably see happening today, like Geelong smacking Hawthorn. Like Hawthorn are good, but you know, like that happens. And that happened this year. Geelong smacking Hawthorn. Port being good. Brisbane smashing the Roos. Us beating Freo. The West Coast Melbourne one is a surprise. Yeah, can't be Collingwood. The West Coast Melbourne one is a surprise, admittedly. But yeah, interesting.
The top 8 that year at the end of the home and away season was Port on top, the Lions, the Saints, the Cats, the D's, the Swans, the Eagles, and then Essendon, who in fact won their last final in 2000.
I was going to say, that's the year they won their last final. There it is. How about that?
Sucks to suck, Essendon. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go around the glass table where we are talking about probably what is the most exciting thing we've talked about ever, and that's retro sponsors. So what we're going to do, we'll read through around the table, and then we'll talk about our top 3.
Yep, absolutely. Now I have to go back and find the tweet I found this week.
You posted a picture of Collingwood wearing the Wizard Home Loans logo.
James Clement wearing the Wizard Home Loans Cup. I believe he's holding the trophy too. Interesting. But yeah, so that was one that like, yeah. So that's one that like came to mind initially for me. Was the Wizard Home Loans one for Collingwood, and we had some fucking answers. We had a lot come through for this one.
There was a lot from one specific team as well.
Yeah, I can see a few of just the one team that always has answers for us. So that's nice. Thanks, guys.
You know what's funny is before we get into all the Carlton ones, I do like Jack Dobson's one of OPSM sponsoring the umpires. But the best part about the picture he used is the Collingwood fans screaming, right? And the security guard covering up the sponsor.
The sponsor, which is Emirates, which is another like long-term sponsor of Collingwood. So that's a very interesting one. I like that.
First thing I picked up.
Yeah, I did like that one. That was going to be my one. That if I was going to like pick one first, it was going to be Dobbo's one of OPSM sponsoring the umpires. It's just very funny. We had a few which technically count as retro sponsors, with Geelong having Ford, but it's just
Oh,
they haven't stopped. They've had them for 100 years,
hey,
or
it's like
nearly
the
100
Crows
years.
with Toyota Camry.
Literally, like it's just they've had them for like 100 years, so it's just like it's retro
It's very,
technically.
very funny that the Crows have had the same sponsor, similar to what the AFL with Toyota, obviously, but it's a
Yeah,
specific type of car,
yeah,
Camry.
like has to
Camry
be
Crows.
Camry. Yeah, odd. Really odd.
Broken down a few times.
It's just odd. Good that.
Get your oil changed.
Oh fuck. Any other ones you like?
Um, I really liked yours with the St Kilda and the Pura.
Yeah. See, Fury is one that like just comes to mind because we've kind of brought him back as of like this year. So it's kind of one that like is very nice to my heart. Kind of like having the Pure milk around, and then I think I used Fraser Garrick as a photo, so even better.
Um, you did, and that's the G train
Oh yeah,
looking mighty fine.
mighty fan. My one that I'm looking at here as well. I'll leave. Yeah, your one is the Scots and Vodafone one because I have the long sleeve that is like that photo that you put in. I've got the long sleeve version of that, and it's got Scots on the front. It's got the Vodafone. Like it's nice.
The fact that you have a long sleeve of that Guernsey gives me two feelings: one, jealousy, and two, borderline things. You know,
You know things.
it's nostalgic.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I like this one of the D's with Primus Telecom, because for
yeah,
me, I see Primus and I'm like, oh, Matthew's sponsoring him.
yeah. I
Always
was gonna.
had that thought.
Yeah, it's always been Matthew Promise. Very good.
Part of me would have been like, if Port made a trade with the D's and like sent over Primus and he wore that, just it's
Would have
like
been nice.
numerology when like two 23s or something go together. But it's
Yeah,
like namerology, it's like Primus
nice.
sponsorship.
Would have been
The-
good. Such a
These
shame.
things amuse my little brain.
Yeah, would have. It's just such a shame they didn't do it. I'm gonna skip Jasper's because I'm gonna use it. So Jasper's is gonna stay there. Um, and I'm gonna just do the Carlton ones because there's Hyundai, which they've had forever, pretty much. Tory went the Mars Bar one. See, I find that funny. The Mars Bar one just reminds me of when they weren't very good though. So I'm just like, it's funny that it's that. I don't
Do you
know.
know it's
It's
very
just
funny when they had Mars as a sponsorship, and that was around the time that Mars had their slogan "Work, Rest, Play," and there was
yeah,
just a lot of jokes at the time. I was like, oh, well, Carlton are definitely working and resting, but they're definitely not playing.
they're not playing.
They're not doing. They're not doing what the slogan says.
They're
Why
not
you
doing
do
that
that?
much.
Why you no work?
Well, you know work.
Why you no
So
work?
good. Uh,
Um, yeah, well, obviously the Freo hard yakka one.
yep.
A few comments. Not really,
Dons and
actually.
Newbrick.
Essendon and
Don-
Newbrick.
There's a lot about Dons and Newbrick.
I don't remember it.
I think I know it. It's just like it's weird. What I find weird about this is that we had a lot of people say it. I'm just like, this is a very common one, and I'm like, odd.
Ah, this is a Kevin Sheedy.
Yeah,
That's ugly.
yeah. It's the thing. It's just retro. Like it's just how it is. You know. Good though.
One thing they should bring back is collars for all Guernseys.
Yep. Big time. Agree with that one.
Yep. Anything else from that?
No, I reckon we get into our own ones. Our three.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right, we're gonna go 3-2-1. Should we do 3-3-2-2-1-1 or 3-2-1,
Yep.
3-2-1?
I'm happy to go 3-3-2-2-1-1.
Did that click into gear for you?
Yeah, I had to think about it, but we got there.
We are losing control.
Yeah.
Top three AFL retro sponsors. Number 3.
My number 3. I'm gonna use my Saints, my classic Saints one that I'm gonna use now. I could have gone Pura. There's a lot that I could have gone. Could have gone Pura. Could have gone Geldwen. Could have gone Linen House Center. Could have done like a shitload.
Linden House. I forgot about
Yeah,
them.
Linen House is like a classic one. That was like our 2009. Like that was yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Saints Mortgage House, right? Because Mortgage House just makes me think of the yellow jumper, and that is Saints retro at its best. It was the one we wore with the yellow jumper. And like that's just what makes me just be like, holy fuck. Saints Mortgage House is like my three. I just love the partnership there, and it's purely because it reminds me of the one jumper. So yeah, Mortgage House.
Honorable mention should go to Tui's as well.
Yeah, that should definitely
Mm.
be there.
Tui's in a long sleeve.
Yeah, hot.
My number 3 is not particularly a club. It's when Channel 7 used to broadcast and they used to have Channel 10 logo on the footy.
Yes. Yes.
It's like the one with like the Macca's M,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like it was bold and good. But yeah, the Channel 10 footy for me, there's nothing that spells Saturday Arvo footy is like the players like Jimmy Bartell and all of that running around with Channel 10 on the footy as they're kicking it.
Yeah, and it's the old Channel 10 logo as well, like the blue circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've changed it now. So yeah, it's a good one. I like that one a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I like that.
Number
Very
2.
My number 2 is one that I said last week. The only reason it's not the number 1, it's just number 2. It's the Essendon 3 Mobile, which is also what Jasper put in. Because you see 3 Mobile, I just see the brand 3 Mobile, not even on a jumper, and I immediately think James Hird in a long sleeve rolling around with the 3 Mobile on a jumper. So like that is very like iconic to me, and it would have been my number 1 if I didn't already say it last week. I want to like, there's ones that I want to like talk about. So yeah, that's a good one. Essendon 3 Mobile, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. Number 2, I went like I posted Scott's. It not only looks good on the jumper, but also the combination with Vodafone. But then the fact that Choco in the speech after the 04 Grannies just stood up and said, "Alan Scott, you're wrong." So for some reason, they're not linked.
No, but it's just
like
the name. Yeah,
the name, and it's just like, success.
very nice.
So maybe when it comes to September, Port Adelaide should just send an email.
See what Scott's are up to.
Traveling by, bring a truck. I don't know. Could you imagine? We used to do like the game day experiences, but they'd have like a Scott's truck.
There's a Scott's truck just out the front. They don't actually sell anything. It's just a truck that's just sits there.
Yeah, just a truck sitting there. And like the container in the back's like a seating area.
Yeah, that'll work.
Should have been working for Port in the 2000s. You're number 1.
My number 1. This is just funny to me because the team at the time, like when they had this sponsor, was so bad. like, it's not a sponsor like that I remember for good reasons. It's Richmond and Dick Smith, right? When Richmond had Dick Smith, I was doing some research on it. They had it from 2010 through 2013. 2010, they finished second last, and it was like to bring up. I don't mean to bring it up because it's Port, but like I remember that game they played in the Dick Smith jumper at fucking Football Park, maybe, or it was Adelaide all the time. I don't fucking know. And it was the worst weather ever. And Richmond won their first game for like 15 games or something like that. Just fucking hilarious. Like they were so bad in the Dick Smith jumper, but it's just so burnt into my brain just of like how bad they were. That Dick Smith and Richmond are so linked to me.
It's funny because it's so true. And like every time you drive past a Dick Smith or walk past one in the shopping
I think
centre,
Richmond.
I think, the colours.
I think of bad Richmond. I think of
like a Troy Simmons, Nick Newman,
Richard Tambley.
Yeah, Richard Tambley, Shane McMahon.
It's just bad. Like just so bad.
A young Jack Rewalt.
Yeah, like young. That's what I'm thinking. That game against Port, I think Jack Rewalt like has the ball sort of towards the end, and like it's so bad. But I love it. I love that fucking sponsorship.
I remember that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't talk about that one anymore.
No.
My number 1 is, I think what sells it is the fact that you wear it and it's the pure milk.
Yeah.
You like the cherry on top, but it just reminds me of early 2000s St Kilda. Like I think Aaron Hamill.
Yep.
Nathan
Burke.
Yeah, that really brings back memories.
Yeah, big time.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, and like pure milk, right? And I was thinking about this with like the jacket. It shouldn't work. It is a bright blue logo with red, white, and black. It shouldn't work. and it almost is so ugly that it looks so good. Like it shouldn't work the way it does, but because it's kind of ugly, it makes it look better. I don't even know how to explain it, but it shouldn't work and it does. So
The long sleeve as well.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Hot.
Retro sponsors, eh?
Hot.
TT
That's so much fun.
boxes.
Oh, it's so much fun.
I reckon we could do more, but
I think we just lean into the technical difficulties, to be honest.
I'm happy to do that. Quite frankly, that the fact of the matter is that my phone died during recording.
Okay.
Because I record this on my phone for practicality and financial reasons.
Camera quality reasons. Yeah, you know what? It happens.
It happens to the worst of us, Jared.
Happens to the best of us. And here we are.
I'm trying to find people. Anyway.
Shut up.
Speaking of the best of us and actually recording with our faces, I think it's stupid sexy AFL players time.
Well, it's stupid 60 AFL players time.
Yeah. I think we should get a bit naughty considering we had technical difficulties.
Naughty, you say? We're gonna
Yeah,
get
with an
cancelled.
IE
Is this
on
the
the
day?
end.
Is this the day we get naughty? Is this the day we get cancelled?
I'm hoping that I say something stupid and my phone dies again. It just cuts out on me as I'm speaking, so it knows that I'm getting cancelled.
Like you like get
Look at the
halfway through a
signs.
sentence. You get halfway through a sentence and you're like, you know what? This might be a bit weird, but and then it just
You know what, Travis, but you could do. Yeah. Anyway, do your thing, Homer.
Stupid sexy.
AFL players.
All right, stupid sexy AFL players time. This is where we talk about AFL players and our sexual needs.
Yep, straight up. That's the one.
Fuck it.
Sometimes we
I
dance
don't
around
care.
it. Not this time.
Nah, I'm going straight to the point.
Yep.
You know
Fair
what the
enough.
best part about it is we talk about stupid sexy AFL players. We get our levels up, and then we put our tips in.
Oh, we're back.
Jared, I've had that one lined up for 3 days.
We're
Yeah. Best I got.
Oh boy. That was good.
Thank you. All right, since we're on a good roll, things cutting out. You have a stupid sexy AFL player this week?
I do. We're going to the game that we did not even speak about. And we're going to a Fremantle player.
Hang on, does it exist?
You know what? Let's just look at past weeks then. I don't know. I actually didn't see any things of him this week, but I'm just telling you, this is a body of work. This is a body of work from this man. And I looked through the list of ones that we'd done, and I was like, I can't believe his name hasn't been put on there because I was sure. There's a lot where I'm like, I really thought I said that name, but then clearly we haven't. This guy I thought was definitely on there by one of us at least. Andy Brayshaw.
Oh, big name. Yeah.
Big name. We're going with the big midfielder. Andy Brayshaw. He's had an amazing. He's been fine. He started the year pretty poor, but Freo just as in general are very good. But Andy Brayshaw, he's a good looking man, Andy. Ever since Gaff punched him in the jaw, he came back all right.
Sort of straightened him out, didn't it?
Maybe he was ugly before that. Gaff punched him in the jaw and made him get reconstructive surgery, and he came back a gorgeous man. Is that cheating? Is that cheating then?
Has he just found the loophole into stupid sexiness?
He had to get punched in the face and then get his face fixed.
Are we going to do a comparison of before and after?
I'm gonna have to go and find old Andy Brayshaw for a face.
I wonder how Angus feels.
Okay, like I'm sorry, Angus, right? This is the bit that's gonna get this is what's gonna get me cancelled, right? I'm sorry, Angus, but Andy's definitely the good looking brother.
Do you think like it's funny that Angus has to wear a helmet yet Andy got bashed?
Andy got fucking belted. There's another brother, isn't there? Hamish? Is it Hamish? What does he look like?
And Andy, Hamish and Andy.
I didn't even think about that. His name is Hamish.
Yeah.
And he
He played for
looks,
West Coast.
yeah, he looks. If you, this is very funny. If you had to get Angus and Andy and put them next to each other and merge them together, that is exactly what Hamish Fisher looks like. You're not going to see it on the thing,
Hamish,
but like Hamish Brayshaw looks exactly like what would happen if you face mashed the other two brothers together. It's very funny.
Hamish played one game for West Coast
One, was
between
it the game?
2018 and 2020.
Was it the game where Gaff punched Andy?
No, I'm not going to say it was, but it's very funny if it did.
That's very
Now
funny.
you're going to make me look, aren't you?
I was going to say I'm getting onto it. That's
He
funny.
played in 2020 and he played against St Kilda, and it was at the
Ah.
Gamma.
Oh yeah, gross. That's
He
funny.
had 3 kicks, 1 mark, 2. Okay, Hamish is the definition of gridley.
Oh yeah. If you have to find like a player that's never kicked a goal but also played like under 20 games and you don't know who to pick, Hamish Brayshaw.
If
Oh
you
boy,
don't get a unicorn for that,
you're doing something wrong.
something
We have
wrong with the
completely
game.
gone off. We've completely gone off the stupid sexy topic. Anyway, Andy Brayshaw, stupid sexy. Who's yours?
I find it very funny we said this was going to be a short episode.
It's going about an hour and a half again.
I hope everyone that's once again criticized us for going an hour and 10 minutes and not doing stupid sexy, you're here
Welcome back.
and you're about to announce my stupid sexy outfield player, which has been locked in since about Monday night.
Ooh, early doors.
Port Adelaide obviously announced the retro Guernsey. Port Adelaide announced the jacket. Port Adelaide had a video of said jacket and said Guernsey. And in that said video about said jacket and said Guernsey was a man that I thought was in this segment as well. But no, we didn't put him in. Miles Bergman. And boy, when he was playing his first quarter against the Giants, he had 11 and kicked 3. There was things inside of me I was feeling.
It was
I'm telling you now, I had tingling for miles.
500 miles and 500 more. My
Just
word,
about to
that
say
man.
that.
That man is a good looking man. I think we thought he was in it because we just had that day where we said he was underrated. And I think that's just meant, I think that's what it just made us think that he's already in this segment.
Actually, I remember exactly now when I said it. I said when he signed his contract extension, that was going to be his week, but then Dan Houston decided to kick a 1 match winning goal.
Yep. That's the one.
So what I've come to know is, and what I've learned in 23 episodes of doing this segment, is that Port Adelaide have very good looking blonde men.
It's Norm Francis, Miles Bergman,
Dan Houston.
Dan Houston. Something in that.
Yep.
There's something in that. You got
Don't
to
even
type.
think I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
I
type.
like blonde halfbacks. So next week for Sposs, I'm dyeing my hair blonde.
See how we go.
What little hair I have now.
You look
Be
like
dyed
Slim Shady.
blonde. All my other all halfbacks, please stand up. And that's stupid, sexy AFL players.
And now it's time to put our tips in. I had to lead into it.
I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
Oh boy.
We've lost the plot. Round 23, it's the pies and the wines.
This is like a paradox, right? Because Collingwood don't play well at Marvel and Brisbane don't play well anywhere but the Gabba. So this
Kinda
could
weird.
be fucking anybody's game.
I'm tipping,
Oh,
and I want them to win as well for the first time this year. Pies.
yeah, good shout. I am actually gonna tip the Lions.
God.
No Darcy Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, no Dacos. Like they played well without him anyway, the Pies. But I don't know. I've just got this vibe that Brisbane's going to win for some reason. I don't know. I've got no rhyme or reason behind it. I just have this thing that Brisbane's going to win. So I'm going to tip the Lions.
I'll rate that. I
Yeah.
rate that very highly. Also wanted to mention that our tips went pretty well last week.
Yeah, I mean we got the Hawks one. So that's nice.
Also got ridiculed by a mate for us tipping the same people.
Yeah, we just tend to do that a lot though. Well, we've broken that already in this round. So how about
Cop that, dickhead.
that?
And I know you're listening too. Actually, no, you probably know. You look at the graphic when I post it. Tigers North.
It's interesting. So I think the Tigers have given up on their season, so they're probably going to play the kids. But North is tanking hard. So
What kids?
Tigers, they'll just play like Coulthard and fucking Bauer and I don't know.
David.
David. I'm going to tip the Tigers because North's just going to tank their way out of this one. But don't be surprised if this game is terrible, especially if the weather's bad.
I very much want to tip North. I do. But then in the back of my mind is that it's 2 rounds to go and they want the probably want the spoon for Harley Reid.
Yeah, and they're just hoping West Coast pull one out in the last two.
I'm going to tip the Tigers, but I don't think it'll be very a comprehensive win at all.
Not convincing at all. No.
Suns Blues. Now,
Interesting one.
this is the thing for me. The
Uh-huh.
Blues hate Metricon.
They do.
The Suns are very good at Metricon.
And the Suns also, whenever you think they're at their lowest, they manage to just pull a massive win out of their ass.
It's no disrespect to Carlton and their amazing 8-winning streak form.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I really just want to spice things up.
I'm going to tip Carlton because I think Carlton's going to win, and they need to. And Gold Coast have nothing to play for. But if you tip Gold Coast, I respect it.
You know what? I'm going to go different here. I'm going to tip the Blues.
Solid.
Yeah, thanks. GWS Essendon.
Oh man, these two teams both tried to throw away the final chances this week. I'm going to tip the Giants because I like them at Giants Stadium.
Oh boy, here we go. We're tipping the same teams. Thank Kilda Geelong.
Let me paint a picture.
I like when you paint pictures.
It's St Kilda. It's Geelong. It's Docklands. It's a big home and away game.
They bringing back Michael Gardner.
Rowan Marshall is going to kick the winner. The Saints are going to win. We're going to win. I'm backing us in. It's kind of more just blind hope that's driving this tip, but also like I don't know. I just have this feeling that the Cats aren't in great form, and we can maybe catch them out. And we tend to play okay against the Cats. We never get blown out. We were the last team to beat them last year before they won the premiership. Like they didn't lose after us. We were the last team. So
16 rounds ago.
I'm gonna tip. I'm gonna tip the Saints. Good luck to us.
You're so convincing with your shit stats.
You know me.
Yeah. It's funny? I'm doing the same.
Good.
I'm tipping the Saints.
Oh boy.
Crum Swam.
From Swam. Battle of the Elms. This is a very Fox footy game, isn't it?
It is. Very Fox footy. Almost to the point where it's going to be one of those less than 2 goal Fox footy.
Yeah, like the opposite, like not the blowout.
I'm going to tip the Swans.
I'm gonna tip the Crows.
Just think. The Crom are the type of team where I'm just looking at them and I'm going, you have the potential to be there, but you'll just blow it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then
I just think
they're not ready.
Adelaide Oval, they're like a completely different team when they play at Adelaide Oval. So I'm like, who knows?
If the Swam keep it low scoring, then the Crom won't win.
Swam and Crom.
Thoroughly enjoying that.
Oh yeah.
Dogs Eagles.
This has Dogs 80-point win written all over it.
But
Like,
it's not like convincing 80 points.
yeah, it's one where they get out to like 72 points in like halfway through the second quarter, and then they just stiff arm them for the rest of the game. Like, it's that kind of game.
It's going to be like the Carlton West Coast game against it.
Yeah, or the Hawthorn game.
Yeah.
Like where they just blow it out in the first half and then just take the foot off the gas and just go, yeah, this is fine. The Dogs will win. Yeah, 100%.
Jamara to kick 8+.
That'd be nice. Imagine that.
I just meant 8+ kicks in total.
That'd also be nice if he could touch the ball.
D's Hawks.
Like 3 weeks ago, this is like a certain D's win. But like we know how good Hawthorn is.
Nah, it's at the G. D's win for me.
Yeah, I think
I
they
wasn't- I
still
didn't
win.
even know it.
I think they still win, but I think here's my, I do like my little bold. What was my bold prediction last week? Did I do one last week?
I don't know, but you were definitely gloating at the fact that you got one the week before.
Yeah, I know I did that, but I don't remember if I did another one. My bold prediction this week is that Hawthorn leads at halftime of this game.
So many smart-ass comments I could make. But fair enough.
Hawthorn leads at halftime of this game. It's not like a bold prediction, it's just a thing. Like, it's just a thing that I'm saying. Hawthorn will lead at halftime and the D's will win.
You're going to track that ferociously too, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be fucking watching that with interest.
I'm going to be let known. Oh, you laughed at my stupid bold prediction, did you? It fucking came true.
What do you want?
I've been all capitals as well. Oh, I can picture it now.
Yep, that one.
What did you say? What did you say? And lastly, for airport.
Freo suck. Even at Optus, Freo were bad. Like, they used to be like a game that they were pretty good at, like at Optus, but this year they've been bad at Optus. It's odd, this one.
You want to know an interesting stat?
Mm.
Port Adelaide have never beaten Fremantle at Optus Stadium.
How many times have they played Freo? Port and Freo are two teams that I've like you never see play. It's weird to me.
Yeah, that's because this is the least interesting game of football anyone will ever watch.
Especially this year with how fucking Freo's going. My God.
No one would know this game's going. We could record at 4:00.
It's
No
fine.
one would know. I would care, but also no one would know.
No, I'm tipping Port anyway, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Port win.
Yeah.
We went big.
Without question.
And that's it.
Tips.
It's round 23. Get it done. Get it
Tips
sold.
are in.
Get it finished. Oh, you've got to stop with that.
It's bedtime, man. My brain doesn't even want to work.
Yes, I
anymore.
know. I know it's bedtime. All right. I know. I've been
No, I'm just
sitting
saying
here for
this is
20 minutes charging the stupid phone because it cut out. All right. I know. I know it's bedtime.
No,
Sitting
it's
here
that-
cross-eyed, tired. Fuck.
It's that Sunday night. Like, this is the issue, right? Like, maybe the Monday recordings next week or the week after, like, might save us a little bit because we won't be as like fully dead from the weekend.
Oh, 100.
So we
The
might
best part
be
is
ready to go.
when we get into finals, it might even be a Sunday release because there's no Sunday finals.
Oh,
I remember the last time we had a Sunday recording in the day. It was before the season started.
yes.
That's it. That's all
Early
I got to say.
doors.
There's nothing
No,
further
we
coming.
also did, technically speaking. Oh, no, that's a lie. We've had a release on a Sunday as well since, but it was Gather Round when we just did the live.
I'm not counting that because I know the form we were in.
I don't. I was.
It was video. Yep. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. It wasn't that long
Maybe.
for you. For us, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the halftime break. Sponsored by Phone Charge.
What's my Samsung?
Hey, Samsung, if you're looking for a sponsorship, don't look here.
Or look there and give you a new phone.
I'm coming for iPhone now.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, iPhone, if you're listening,
Apple.
if you're listening, send us some
I will
iPhones.
change. I will change my channel name to the Apple.
If they're listening and send us iPhones, absolutely.
Putting in my request.
But
I want the state
That's
of the art, fast charging. Anyway, that's how we sign things off now. Looking for
we're
sponsorships.
so good at this. We're always so good at this. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
We're
We're doing
so
retro sponsors.
good.
We're doing retro sponsors. So here we go. Here's our not retro
You
sponsors.
know, when I was
Please.
I can't wait to get an iPod Shuffle.
Holy fuck.
An iPod Touch.
An iPod Nano. I have one. Mine was green.
Yep. See you later. Get out. No,
Everybody.
I can't say what I'm thinking. See you later.